All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are tackling a really complex topic: how you might restore your federal firearm rights. Now, I know for millions of people, this whole path seems like it's just buried under legal red tape. But what if I told you the very first step to getting some clarity was actually surprisingly simple? Let's break it down. 25 million. Let that number sink in for a second. That's the estimated number of folks in the US who've lost their federal firearm rights, but who might, just might, be eligible to get them back. That's a huge number, and it just goes to show how many people this issue really touches. So when you see a number that big, the next question is pretty obvious, right? Could you, or maybe someone you know, be one of those 25 million? For so many people, it's the not knowing that's the worst part, but finding out where you actually stand might be way easier than you think. So where do you even start on a journey like this? Well, you can think of it like needing a digital gatekeeper. Basically, a simple way to get a quick first look at your eligibility without having to dive headfirst into a mountain of paperwork. A perfect example of this is a tool from a site called Legal Gangsta. It's a free online eligibility checker, and its whole purpose is to tell you, really fast, if you fall into that maybe eligible or likely eligible bucket for getting your gun rights restored. A tool like this basically acts as your first filter. It's designed to give you a quick gut check, a way to see if it's even worth your time to start the more formal and, let's be honest, more complicated process of restoring your Second Amendment rights. So how in the world does something like this even work? Well, the whole idea is built around being fast and simple, designed to get you an answer in just a couple of minutes. The process itself is super straightforward, just like you see here. But I gotta tell you, step 3 is the most important part of this whole thing. You have to answer the questions accurately, truthfully, and completely. Why? Because the tool's result is only as good as the information you put in. You do that, and you'll have your answer in under 5 minutes. And after just a few minutes of your time, you get a clear signal of where you stand. Now, it is so important to understand this. A likely eligible result is not a legal guarantee. It's not a golden ticket. But what it is a powerful sign that, yeah, it's probably worth your while to move forward with the real process. This video is brought to you by Erase Your Record, assisting individuals with expunging and sealing the criminal records in Harris County, Texas. They do this using their 10-step guide. Reach them at 346-420-5522 or at https://legalgangsta.com. Okay, so let's say you use a tool like this, and you get that likely eligible result. That immediately brings up the next big question. What on earth do you do now? Exactly. You're likely eligible, so now what? Getting that initial green light is fantastic, but it's just the starting line. To actually move forward, you're going to need a clear roadmap to navigate the legal system. And this is where the next piece of the puzzle clicks into place. The journey starts with that free eligibility check, and for those who qualify, the next logical step is to get a guided workbook that's designed to help you prepare for the real restoration process. So if we peek inside a resource like this 925C workbook, you'll see it's a practical toolkit, not just some dense legal textbook. It gives you easy step-by-step instructions to take the mystery out of it all, sample petitions so you can see what the real documents look like, and checklists to keep you organized from start to finish. When you really boil it down, the whole point of a process like this is to give you power through information. It's all about swapping out that feeling of uncertainty and confusion with a clear, educational path that lets you take control and make informed decisions. So if this is an issue that affects you or maybe somebody you care about, the journey to getting some clarity can start with that one simple 5-minute step. For that free tool and other educational resources, you can head over to legalgangsta.com. Shout out to our sponsor, Erase Your Record, assisting individuals with expunging and sealing their criminal records in Harris County, Texas. They do this using their 10-step guide. Visit 346-420-5522 or https://legalgangsta.com to learn more. Thanks for supporting Legal Gangsta. And one last really important reminder, everything we've talked about today is for educational purposes only. This is not legal advice. For any serious legal matter, you should always consult with a qualified attorney. Thanks so much for joining us.